with this one right here, you got RA, Real Artillery, WWF, and you just got this whole main Stronic right here coming into it. And you know, especially with the Stronic one and you know the Real Artillery and RA, like you just gotta, you got his, you know, his main one coming into it. And then especially with this one right here, because it was a little bit of snippets, a little bit of the thrill I was, you know, seeing coming back and back, you know, the thrill, and then you got the more thing, but you got this one right here coming into it, especially with his whole, you know, WWF. So you got his whole thing coming into it, especially with this one right here, and you know, especially with his whole other ones, like his other. If you go back to all his other, you know, sound, his music, and his other, you know, jealousy, you can really see, you know, all that other Maybach, like the Maybach tricks and stuff like that, you know, go back to those other things. But you just got with this one right here, and him just, you know, especially with the WWF, like especially with RA and his whole other mandatory, like, but artillery.
WWF, you better call that Undertaker. He got one in his chest and put in the air like a ganja flavor. As soon as I get that brick, I call my chef a humble baker. Don't talk about $500,000 in cash, my brother, I run through paper. Watch your talk, I don't do UFC or wrestling. When I was in the jail last, I was on nothing but brutal chefing. On the roadside, I was on nothing but violent creffins. And I still remember the day when I caught my man flashing with his youth, man, so I just left him. Tell the truth, man, really did bless him, bro. Cause little bro wanted.
Oh, you know, the whole thing he said with the see, I should have knew it had something to do with, you know, with this whole thing, you know, WWE, like something close come by, but he said with the WWF and the main thing, you know, wrestling. I don't know what it stands for, WWF, like. I should have knew it had something to do with it, but he said, remember them days, you know, the reflection days, like, if you go back in time and, you know, the things that you did and, you know, stuff like this, especially like this, and you got into it, stuff like this, you know, you know, the whole thing, like, going back and then seeing the reflection, like he said, the reflection, and he's saying, you knowing the truth, like, what's happening, what's really going on, it's like, you can't really expect nothing else to just take over, like, in another spot, like, another addiction, like you could just really see it in a different, like, extraordinary.
To oppress him, but on to the next thing. I was definitely in that field, feet in the mud, 2 hands on a special thing. I just drive back past that scene when I see a white tent, I know man stretched him. Man love doing up verbal, big hand thing, I get him internal. Make man jump like you're doing up hurdles. I was in the 8-cat doing this bird.
Oh, he said make man jump like he's doing an turtle. Like he said, make man jump like you do it in turtle. Like, hey, you know how you flinch or something. Like, I don't know. You just a fast, like, you just a fast, like, reflexer. Like, you just see things. He said make a guy, you know, do the internal thing. Like, that's what I'm, you know, expedition off of it, and you know the whole thing, like he said, you know, but he got the whole thing just like really just another extra, like you got just both in and transits.
Don't talk about jail, trying to get off that wing with your ting when they're trying to search you. Came home, try to put man on a curfew. I just done life, ain't nothing to rehearse to. WWF, you better call that Undertaker. He got one in his chest and put in the air like a ganja flavor. As soon as I get that brick, I call my chef a humble baker. Don't talk about $500,000 in cash, my brother, I run through paper. I ain't never into the foreplay, I just beat and show at the doorway. Even though I'm from the capital, I got a ting from Manny, she naughty. I ain't never into the funny shit, I just give man a capital punishment. I was in a can like strawberry nourishment. Still love bro cause he gave encouragement. And everyone talking about clamps and how they get food on the low for the lesser. Tell them shut their mouth, they put nothing in a 10-ton presser. Know what I'm on, You know what I'm on when I ride this heckler. Push, push. I just bust this pipe anytime I apply the pressure. God, you know banging was normal. Come to the hood, man, capital awful. Piss on the stairs, cats look awful. Bro, hold the Mac, can't say I went thoughtful. Just bullet holes in the walls, looking like man I was raised in Cornwall. It's the brick, I was raised in the bricks. Keep an eye on the pips, cause now they look normal. Push.
We say he was raising the bricks, you know, ain't none of it cold, ain't none of it COVID, you know, like he said, you know, and everything that hits that be hitting like a karma. Hey, he said hey, it all happened. Hey, like they say, you know, everything comes around. Everything you did, you know, in the past, you know, it's all gonna really reflect. It's just a matter of time, you know, like what kind of stuff you did. Like they say, you know, it's like karma. It's like you did something, you just did something really like light, did something really slow. It's like, you know, you got that rose coming around, and you know the whole thing, like he said, you know, and what he's trying to like with the whole thing, how I'm trying to get it, you know, it's really coming back, you know. He just coming back for, you know, those and precious, like everything that, you know, you really meditate off of. It's just another, it's just sitting right there on another stickment, like coming back to you and coming back to the, you know, just that flag burning.
WWF, you better call that Undertaker. He got one in his chest and put in the air like a ganja flavor. As soon as I get that brick, I call my chef a humble baker. Don't talk about $500,000 in cash, my brother, I run through paper.
Hey, but this one right here, this was like a vlee, like you got the vlee coming into it, but you got with WWF, like this. Hey, I should have knew it had something to do with it, you know, when it first started from the beginning, because it's like, you know, it was something else, you know. But you got the real artillery with RA, and especially with their whole, you know, his whole thing, because you know he be going off of other stuff, like, you know, he got the real just man state. And I didn't even see this one coming. I didn't actually see this one, so this one actually like was another. It actually said like it was another surprise in it, because this one right here, I didn't actually see this one until like probably now, especially the whole thing. So, you know, me just seeing it and me just reflecting off of it, it's just was like a rosy one. Like it just had it rolling, like just another thing. But most definitely go check this out for you guys self. Like, comment, and you know, with this whole in it,